So the first step in creating your Andy Warhol portrait is to crop it to a square. So we're going to choose 1x1 square. Crop as much or as little as you like. Select yourself out of it any way that you wish. Command J onto its own layer. You can rename it to, say, Portrait. Command J to duplicate it again. I'm going to title it Black and White Portrait. I'm going to turn off my background layer. Add a color in the back so I know what I'm looking at. Back to black and white. Image adjustments, black and white. Click OK. Make another copy. I'm going to title this one Hair. Nope, Face. Command J, I'm going to title it Hair. Make additional copy layers depending on what else is in your photograph that needs to be adjusted in high contrast. So I'm going to turn off my hair layer, go in my face layer. I'm going to Command L to get my levels. And I'm going to adjust just for my face so that it gets extreme highlights and extreme shadows. Start with my highlights, add some to my shadows. If I'm happy with it, I'm going to click OK. Turn on my hair layer, Command L, make an adjustment for just the hair so that I have good highlights and shadows. You could always dodge and burn this ahead of time and then do it. Or you could even do it afterwards. Dodge any areas that you think need to be a little bit brighter. Okay, and then we can go ahead and erase. So from my hair layer, I'm going to erase the face in order to see my high contrast face underneath it. So I'm just going to take a semi-fuzzy brush, do some erasing, and I'm going to merge those two layers together by selecting them, merging them together. I'm going to title it High Contrast Portrait. From here, you're going to start to make your color layers. So make a new layer. I'm going to title this one Skin Color. And I'm going to Alt, Command click right on that little thumbnail in order to make a selection so I can stay within my lines. Change your blend mode of your color layers to multiply. Pick your colors, paint away. From here, we can add some additional line work. Just like Andy Warhol did with Michael Jackson. So you can choose one of these brush tips. You can use any of the brushes that you like, and I'm just going to utilize the colors that are already in my portrait just to add perhaps some additional lines. Then all we have to do is go and make our background. So above my color layer, I'm going to make an additional layer, title it Design. And you can add any kind of design into your background that you wish using brushes, or custom shapes. Now that I have my portrait ready to go, I could always add on the high contrast layer. I could add an outline if I wanted to. And pretty much anything else I want. Now we're ready to put them into our and we're going to make our portrait 9 by 9, 300 resolution. Press Command R to get your rulers, and we're going to make guidelines. Put your cursor in the ruler, click and drag down to get a guideline, drop it 3 inches on the left, grab another one, drop it on 6. Go to the left ruler, click and drag out from the ruler, line it up with 3, click and drag to the 6, and there you have your grid. Once we're back on our portrait, I'm going to select all of my layers, merge them together to make life easier. See how I have a little bit of extra here? I'm just going to open up my crop tool, click in the middle again, and crop it out one more time just to make sure I don't have any extraneous material on the outside. Drag it into my new document, resize it to fit in the first one, alt to my keyboard, copy the next one, and the next one. Select all 3, copy it down one more time, and one more time, and I have all 9 squares. And then I'm going to go ahead and rename each layer to say bottom right, bottom middle, bottom left, etc., etc. Now it's time to change our colors. So I'm going to go up to my bottom right one. You can start wherever you wish, but you're going to go to the one that you want to change first. You're then going to choose your hue saturation adjustment layer. As we change our hue, notice everything changes, but we want only our bottom right to change. So all we're going to do is choose this little icon right here, which will clip it to the layer you want it to only change. So once we click that button, notice there's a little arrow that points down to the one that it's clipped to. As we bring our hue saturation back and forth, we can change the color. You're then going to go to the next one, so mine's bottom middle, choose hue saturation again, clip it, change your hue saturation, do that for each box so they all look completely different. At this point, once you have all of the colors different in each box, you can add some lines by using your rectangle tool. All I'm going to do is draw one line, the size that I would like, drag it to the top of my layer stack, and make it either white or black, your choice. With your move tool, nudge it into place. And then all you have to do is copy it, and then copy the next two, rotate them, you have your border. Last but not least, make a new layer for your signature. And add it into the bottom right. Either white or black depending on your portrait.